In Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements, he quotes that they are: 1, be impeccable with your word. 2, don't take things personally. 3, never make assumptions. And 4, always do your best. My name is Herna.
This is Harris.
And this is the Power of 8 show re-recorded. Episode 4, we had an issue earlier today, so we're here late at night. And then in a different setting, we, just getting this recorded again.
Right, yeah, the recording we made this morning, I will post it, even though it sounds like actual garbage.
Sounds like ass.
Sounds like true ass, but it's a damn good conversation, so...
I think so.
It would be a shame to just out and out delete it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, shoot, man.
Man.
What a day. It's been a pretty good day, honestly, though.
Yeah?
Waking up early with you and then having that conversation. It almost set up the day right, just even having that conversation with you.
I agree with you.
And then I went out and I hiked 9 miles on those trails, and,
right on.
And really I got some more thinking down. And just been really just kind of a good day too. It was really cloudy first off today, and it's just nice to see the sun come out for at least a day.
I made it for a pretty pleasant day.
Yeah. Took a pretty cool chick on badass bike ride. She loved it. I had fun. It was
That's
cool
good to hear,
shit.
man. That's good.
So it's been a good day for sure. But how do you going off the Four Agreements? I know you've read it a lot. And obviously, this is a different opening than what we had planned, but I just, I always think it's super important to just kind of go through these things because it's just again, we do make assumptions. I take shit personally. I don't always do my best. And, being impeccable with your word is probably my strongest suit, I would say, but even then, that can be challenging.
Sometimes it falls short, dude. I'm personally a firm believer in it. I think if anybody is talking about wanting to improve themselves or better their lives, my first thing that I always tell people is to get the Four Agreements and read it, and to question it. Not just read it, but go through and question it, because I think that it's got some seriously good information throughout it. Be impeccable with your word. That's something that when I first read through that, I was just kind of whatever, but then more I start practicing through this, I'm just wow, it's a lot easier said than done. But when you do it, you notice a change instantly. I mean, it is overnight. If you say you're going to do something and you follow through with it, easy, dude.
Yeah.
Instant better feeling.
And you say you've been better at that lately?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there are some times where I'll admit, I'm a human being. If I say that I'll do it, sometimes I downright forget about that shit. And it's fuck, bro. I on me, my bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If I say I'm gonna do something, I've been pushing myself to do it. Do your best at everything that you do. Don't make assumptions. That's been one that's fucking.
I feel almost. That's the hardest one.
I agree with you.
For some reason.
Yeah. Well, see, my big thing is that everybody around me always assumes. That is the number one thing that people do. They just make assumptions. Somebody says something, boom, they're jumping on assuming something out of it. They're it's damn, bro, how's about let's have a conversation with them first.
They're straight to the point. You bitch, I know you fucking whoa, chill, relax.
Yeah, so I mean, the assumptions, that's probably the biggest bitch, because I noticed that people assume left and right, dude.
Correct.
It's just so easy to do that shit. So
Correct.
Four Agreements, man, I am a firm believer in it. I do my best. I have it posted up on my wall. I got it written down. I look at that every day. I make a point to read it, because I do feel that if anything's going to change your life, it's going to be the Four Agreements.
Oh yeah. No, most
if you stick to it and try your best at following them, that's going to benefit you instantly.
Oh, dude, Superman.
Right?
Not Superman, but super, dude.
Super comma man.
Super comma man. But
so what are your thoughts on this?
I personally dude, there. Once I heard that book, it definitely just sparked my interest even more, and just really controlling my thoughts and where they go, if anything.
Right.
If someone, for instance, is pissed off with me. Right, recently I've run into some issues with just some people throwing some shit my way.
Oh yeah.
But it's almost sometimes when those people throw shit your way, it's not really it's not an inadequacy with you. It's almost with them.
Yeah.
that's why I can't take it personally. Like, I get it. You know, you're self-conscious about some shit. You know, you're striking on me. I don't fucking appreciate it, but I'm not gonna let it sway me from focusing on my damn job or doing what I gotta do.
It's not gonna throw you off.
Hell no, bro. Right? You gotta get shit done, and like, so I think not taking shit personally, like wiping that away, that's gotta be like a good priority. They all gotta be priorities, you know. And if you do your best at trying to do all of them like good, then that's you're following that too. But the assumptions, man, that for sure, because we all like play these like crazy like fairy tale thoughts, even with this like fucking coronavirus, man.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that's a perfect example,
dude. We don't like we're making assumptions like, oh, who knows what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, we go off of like 1% of the information, and you just everybody's an expert on it. That's what I find is hilarious, is that just everybody is an expert on this shit just by what little bit they do know. Okay, a train went by. I'm not even gonna lie.
We have to explain to them, like, bro, we've had an interesting day for sure, but we're outside in the back in Nick's like makeshift
little shop area tent thing.
Yeah, we're outside with a little heater out here.
We're huddled around a heater, and a train went by, so we paused it real quick. So we were talking about assumption and the coronavirus.
Yes.
All right. So people go off on this the coronavirus, dude. And it's actually quite comical, you know, how many people just like go off on this. But yeah, dude, assuming that's probably the biggest thing that I find is an issue. It's not fun. It's hard to overcome when everybody else is jumping to assumptions.
Oh yeah,
that it's just fuck, dude.
Especially, and also I can see the pandemic with people's minds going because of making assumptions.
Right.
Them going out and was it panic buying? And panic spending, you know, like just because, like, they're scared,
right?
You know, and then there's other people who are just like probably making another assumption like this ain't shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, me personally, right now, where it could be, there's some people say it's conspiracy, like there's some real shit going down because it just isn't adding up. And there's the other side, like no, this is a real fucking thing that we need to come together and fight. And honestly, I always think it's not black and white. There's always like a gray, that there's that middle point.
Yeah, and there's so much more to it than even we know.
Oh yeah, and right now all I'm saying is we got to stay positive.
Yeah,
we got to stay happy. That's honestly what's going to keep us healthy.
We got to bring people together in a time that everybody is trying to separate themselves from each other.
Yeah,
we need to come together, and we need to bring as much people together and be as positive as possible. You know what I mean?
That's what's going to keep us healthy, man. Honestly, I honestly like since I've been happier and just been like trying to stay positive, keeping that PMA. That PMA, son. Fucking just that in total, I feel has legitimately kept me healthy.
Yeah.
To a point where I don't get sick like that. Mm-hmm. You know, I told you today, even we were talking about it earlier, but like I even felt some shit trying to come on me today, you know, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm gonna go meditate.
Right.
I'm gonna go do some breathing exercises, and I pushed it out. Like, you know, it's like as simple as that. I know you were talking about that earlier today too.
Yeah, you know, self-healing, that's a big thing to me, is that like if people can make themselves sick by just a simple thought, you know, I'm a firm believer that you can do the exact opposite of healing yourself. With a simple thought, you know, if you wake up and you're like, oh man, I got an itch in my throat, I got a headache, I'm kind of feeling sick, you know, you could look at yourself in the mirror and be like, no bitch, I'm fine, let's get through this. And like once you snap into it, once your body gets moving, you know, first thing in the morning, you'll get over it, dude.
Correct.
You'll be fine. You know, sometimes you gotta like take a minute, you gotta go meditate, focus your energy inward, you know, kind of I like have a conversation with myself. You know, kind of like with my immune system. You know, I kind of I talk to my immune system. I'm like, all right, we got this. We can do this. Let's kick this shit in. You know, I kind of just focus the energy where it needs to be and just do what I can to heal myself. You know,
for me, I always imagine. I don't ever really tell people, but it's something I kind of use, especially when I'm in the gym or working out. But even then, it's like, you know, real name's Brandon, you know, but like, you know, I go by Herna. I do like Herna. Herna's this, to me, is like this machine who doesn't stop, like I told you before. And I picture like these little men inside my heart with like feeding like this coal engine, like we gotta keep fucking shoveling this shit in so we can keep going, like these fucking
these rip ass little dudes, and they're just like, let's go.
Yeah, man, and that honestly gives me life. That gave me life, like on one of my races before. Like that's giving me life in the gym. Just like picturing myself as this fucking Herna, this machine, like the cold steel machine.
Yeah,
I call him the cold steel machine. He comes out and he's got like a metal skull on fire. You know, like I envision this shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's the same thing.
He can't stop. You know, he just fucking is gonna kill it.
Correct. And on top of that too, it's the same thing with your immune system or your organs smiling at them.
Absolutely.
Mantak Chia, he talks about that, especially with like.
Well, you know, it's funny that you even say that too, because like I kind of view the body as like a bit of a machine.
It is.
Yeah, we're flesh and bone, but I mean, to a degree, we work completely in harmony with itself. You know, everything that you put into the body, it's designed to work. You know, to heal itself, to properly have your body be running like a machine, like a fine oiled machine, you know? So I mean it's funny that you make that kind of comparison, because that's almost right on the spot.
And true, because if you don't take care of the body or the mind, really, because if you don't take care of the mind, like, you know, let's say you're not in that right mind state, hey, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta get X, and X done,
right?
Then the rest falls apart, dude.
Yeah.
For sure, like absolutely. You know, if your mindset's just not good, then you're gonna eat even shittier. You're not gonna work out. You're not gonna want to move. It all starts with up here, man.
Yeah,
it all starts with,
well, the mind, you know, it controls the body.
Yeah,
you know, and you've got to take control of that mind and let it, you know, don't let it just run its course, because it will just run wild, essentially.
It even states in the Bhagavad Gita, it's like the mind can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, bro.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Straight up, hands we
Right.
So you got to take care of that mind and stay positive around this fucking shit that's handling us right now.
I agree with you, man, 100%.
We got to come together, dude.
We do. Yeah, it's a dark world to begin with, and this shit is just making it darker, and people are just like, they're blindly jumping into darkness. It's like they're not even thinking twice. Like this virus breaks out, and people are like, all right, fuck it. It's just, you know, time to worry about me and my own, you know. And it's like, dude, the world is still going on, you know. Even though that, you know, shit's getting closed down and people are worried, like, the world is still moving.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we need to
stay moving, man.
Yeah. We can't just stand still because, you know, shit's happening. You know, you've got to keep moving. Absolutely.
I even noticed today, though, when I was out on that bike ride, that, you know, just chilling out on this view, hanging with this girl, we were just talking and stuff. But as I noticed around me, I just saw so many people outside.
Right.
And then we even went to like a playground, like swung on some swings, we're having fun. I saw so many people out, and I thought to myself, this is almost like, in a fucked up way, good.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because people are moving again.
Yeah, well, not only that, they have nowhere to go. They want to go home, but they're stuck at home.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, where else is there to go? Everywhere else is closed, dude.
I saw this funny shit today, bro. It was like with this quarantine happening, you realize that your whole existence was going out and spending money, and that was it. And it's just like sad as fuck. And it's just
now you can't go out and spend money. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck else is there to do?
Yeah.
Might as well go walk the dog and be social and shit, right?
Yep.
Oh man, that's funny.
Have to be.
Yeah, but people are doing that, man. I see people all over the place. They're out walking dogs.
Yeah.
They're going for walks. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, why the fuck don't you do this on a normal day? You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, man.
Well, that's one of the new things I wanted to touch on was nature, dude.
Yeah.
Because after you and I had a conversation, I went on that 9-mile like little run of mine.
Right on.
And I did it yesterday too. I went on the trails yesterday before I went into the tattoo shop, and I noticed, and I remember reading a study before, people who spend more time in nature and stuff like that, you're just happier.
Yeah.
You know, and I was doing two things. I was running, so I was working out, and I was in nature, dude. And that's why I go out there, and then it really hit me. It's like, this is super important.
Right.
We need to totally get back to nature and totally like understand, like, you need to be outside more.
Yeah.
And with your surroundings and stuff, and really ponder, just like, it was just me and the trail today.
Well, see, I look at nature kind of in a way like it is the purest form of life energy that you'll be able to come across throughout the day. Right? Because I feel that, like, humans, the fact that we have the choice to choose and do whatever we please, we kind of corrupt the idea of freedom, happiness, you know, just this overall life energy. We kind of just, we've taken it and we've almost corrupted it to what it is today. I mean, you could literally sit on your ass and get 500 pounds and do nothing but stare at a TV all day, and it's like, bro, you've corrupted the life force inside of you. You know, I'm a firm believer in that, right? But like nature is uncorruptible. It does what it does without any, you know, distractions. I mean, like a perfect example, you could literally go up to a tree and when it's sprouting and it's like you could tie it in a fucking knot, okay? Not fuck the tree up. You could tie it in a knot and chain it to a fence. Come back in 100 years and that motherfucker kept growing, you know? Like it didn't stop just because you tied it in a knot and chained it to a fence, you know? It's just going to eat the fence and just keep growing, you know? Like nature, it doesn't give a shit what's around it, you know? A tree falls over, fuck, dude, it might still grow. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's growing, it's doing its thing. It doesn't matter what other people do, you know? I mean, like, you could kill it, but then you've murdered that life, you know? Otherwise, like, grass grows. It doesn't know what else to do. Water hits it, and it fucking grows, you know? I mean, it's the purest form of life energy that you can come in contact with throughout the day.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's great.
And do you, when was... And that's what you find when you go out into nature too.
Oh yeah.
It's like, because I know we even wanted to touch on the base of psychedelics, so we'll touch on it again right here. Which is when you and I usually have done psychedelics, we go outside.
Yeah.
And, you know, and experience that shit. And even before that, you know, back when I think it was 2016 was like the most time I was doing psychedelics.
Right.
I was trying it all.
Yeah.
And I just noticed when I would go out into nature with my buddies, like we would go out and talk about philosophy, you know, and that's when we were really finding ourselves. And nature, it felt like right to be there rather than, I had done mushrooms before when I was like 18 and stuff. And we would do them at a house. That was all right. It was cool. But being in nature, man, with psychedelics.
Just amplifies it. Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on all that?
So like.
And psychedelics.
Yeah. Like, so I'm a lover of nature. Like I would rather go hiking than do anything. Like, you know, I love being in nature, surrounding yourself just in a forest type area. Correct. You know, like going up into mountains and just looking out. That is like one of the best feelings that you can possibly get, right?
Feels fucking amazing.
Incredible, dude. And like, and from what I've noticed, like when we, you know, we've done shrooms and we went out and it just like cranked it to like 11, dude. It just cranked that shit up, man.
To 11.
Yeah, oh yeah, bro. We broke the fucking dial, man. like it just made it so much nicer, you know, because like you almost felt like you were in tune with your surroundings. Yeah. Like, you know, you could just like you can feel the vibrations around you, you know, like even staring at rocks. Like you could stare at a mountain and you're just like, God damn, bro, I'm connected to this fucking mountain, you know? Like you just feel that connection between that life energy. And I mean, and it's just like, I think that's the most fascinating. That's what's really opened my eyes to seeing like plant life. You know, it's kind of changed my perspective on it, is going out in nature, doing shrooms essentially. And like, you really do. You just like, you kind of just, you feel the energy around you. There was a point on one of our trips that there was a bridge that went over like this water running underneath us. Okay?
Oh yeah.
And I remember I just came up to one of these spots, dude, and when we sat down on the edge of the bridge, and we just like started looking around, and we were just like soaking in the moment, you know. I remember like we get quiet and we're just kind of chilling, kind of in our own little thoughts for a minute there, and like I just start crying. I just like felt so good and so happy that I was just crying, you know. And then I look over at you, I was like, damn, bro, that was a good cry. And you were like, wait, you cried? I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that felt great. Like, I just was like so overwhelmed with just like that feeling, of emotion, and just like feeling the connection of just those little subtle things around me, that it was like, damn, bro, I couldn't not.
That's one of the time, and you know, and it's not tears of sadness.
And no, it's absolutely tears. It's like
tears of just pure bliss.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it, dude. Whenever I'm on mushrooms, I end up crying for the most part.
Absolutely.
And oh my god, dude, like I've never felt so good in my life to cry, bro. Ever.
I know what you mean,
like
dude.
Ever. It's so weird, man. And not everyone does it.
No.
I you know, but for me, that's what happens to me, man.
Yeah.
And God damn, do I feel like just this overwhelming.
Feels like a weight is lifted every time you do it, you know?
Yeah.
You just feel so good for some reason.
Like you had to get that shit out.
Yeah.
To be like, because it's almost like just gratitude for the moment.
Yeah.
And gratitude for like everything that's happened, man. Because there'll be times on my trips where I was just like so fucking grateful to be alive, and I think about all my friends and people, my family. I think about my fucking daughter, dude.
Yeah, and you just feel so like an overwhelming love and connection to everything that like I mean, it's hard not to, you know what I mean? It's not even like you get so in your head that, oh God, you like wind up crying or whatever. It's just like, dude, you feel so good, you feel so connected that you just, you know, your body just kind of does it, whether you want to or not.
If anybody walked up on you and I when we had our moment, I'm like, what the fuck?
Two dudes chilling on a bench, just crying their fucking eyes out. Like, it was funny, bro. Like, it was a good moment, though.
Yeah, it was definitely a good moment.
Right?
It was just funny, man, too.
Right? I like psychedelics. They're fun, man.
They are, man, and they're really strange.
They are very unusual.
Yeah, man. You know, and I would say they've definitely been a big catalyst for who I am today.
Yeah.
You know, and I heard this guy say one time, I can't remember who his name is, but he's all like, you know, you can go and try for eternity, like all your life, to just figure shit out on your own and stuff.
Yeah.
Or you can do psychedelics for one night and get it whole fucking done with, dude. and like
just
figure
like
out who
hit
you
the
are.
fast forward button and be like, wow, that was nice.
That's what it feels like.
Right?
You're it's almost like a cheat code.
Oh, I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're inputting the shit into your body, into your system.
Right.
And you're cheating, like, brain chemistry.
Right? Yeah. I know what you mean.
That's what it's felt like.
Right?
Man.
Yeah. It's like, entering in a cheat code. That's a great way of putting it, you know, because, like, I've noticed that when you do some kind of a psychedelic like that, I mean, you just, like, there's a point when you're just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And you just, like, take off. And you almost forget, like, where you're at, you know what I mean? Like you could be in, like, a nice little comfortable zone, and there's just a point where you're just like, wow, dude, none of this, like, it doesn't register in your head that you're where you are. Like, you're thinking on such a higher level of consciousness that you're just like, oh my God, bro, like, it's almost intimidating at points, because you're like, whoa, bro, like, this is some powerful shit.
Yeah.
You know, but for the most part, you're like, all right, well, while I'm here, I might as well use it accordingly, you know?
Yeah. It seems like some eternal God just came over with, like, a spiritual fucking crowbar and, like, pry your fucking brain open, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that sounds pretty painful, but it's soft, you know? Like,
it's gentle, for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. Because it can get overwhelming.
It can get.
You know, I know
intense.
you've had a bad trip. I've had a bad trip.
Right.
At least my first trip ever, which was on mushrooms. That was just... God damn.
It was crazy.
That was crazy as fuck.
You know, but I hear so many stories about bad trips where they, like, scar people and they, like, don't ever want to touch it again. And, like, I don't look at it that way. Mm-mm. I look at, like, my bad trip, it put me through, like, a bad point in my head.
Yeah.
And made me face it. But then once it was over with, like, I to this day, I'm eternally grateful for my bad trip.
Absolutely.
It has changed me in ways that I never thought that I needed. You know, and that's like the big thing too, is that, like, I didn't know I needed it at the time. I had no idea, but I'm grateful it happened.
Yeah,
you know, like, it changed me. It helped me become who I am. I probably wouldn't be sitting in this chair if it wasn't for, you know, psychedelics. You know, it just has opened my mind in ways that I can barely even, like, put into words.
Your story wouldn't have unfolded without it.
Exactly.
At this point, because now it's a part of you.
Mm-hmm. And that was like a very pivotal. That was a very pivotal moment in my life, is, like, you know, my big bad trip. Dude, it just, like, it kind of just, like, took me from the path that I was on and just kind of, like, took a hard left turn and was just like, okay, now go. And it was just like, wow, man. And, you know, there was some serious power in that. I'm a huge...
Because you can't control it, man.
Right, yeah.
You know, when you take it, it's like, now, it tells you, now we'll see, motherfucker. Yeah. Now we're about to see what the fuck is up.
We're going to pry your brain open, and now you're going to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Quit putting it off, you know, you're dealing with it right now, man.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's one of the main topics we definitely wanted to touch on today, and I'm glad we touched upon it.
So here's something that I did write down that we actually didn't touch upon on our other episode.
What's that?
It was something that you told me the other day during one of our phone conversations. It says, you never know who's watching you, be humble.
Yes.
Okay? And, like, that just was just like, oh, damn, you know, and kind of to bring some context to this, it's kind of along the lines that, that as you're working, you should always work and do the best possible thing, because you don't know who's watching, you know? Like, if you only work hard when somebody's looking over your shoulder for that immediate praise, then, I mean, essentially you're failing, you know, because you're not trying to work
You're
hard.
not doing your best.
You're not doing your best. You're just trying to impress somebody. You're just trying to get that satisfaction of somebody patting you on the back. So always do your best, but you got to stay humble too, because you could do your best and just let your ego take over. And then next thing you know, you're being a cocky bastard and people are just hating on you, and then nobody's having a fun time after that, But always do your best. It doesn't matter who's watching you, man, because you may have somebody watching you that you don't know is watching you, and like you could get compliments from people about things that you didn't even realize that they saw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of. What are some of your thoughts on this?
Well, no, that I think about that because it happens. Even myself, I've gone up to people and they probably didn't even know it. I'm like, hey, maybe I was on a run and I come into work and there's this one supervisor at my work, my day job, that I really like. I like his attitude, man.
Right.
He's not coming in with the shitty poopy pants. He's just like, hey guys, let's get this.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Dude, he even gets hate for it sometimes.
Oh, I'm
Because
sure.
how positive he is. And so why are you hating on him? Because he's trying to just lift their spirits up.
Yeah.
Man. But I come up to him like, hey, I really appreciate you for being you, man. And just having a fucking smile on your face. I didn't say fucking to him. But,
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you just being you, man. And just like you being like a positive supervisor and just like actually caring, it seems like.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, no, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah.
It goes up and down the chain. Because at the same time, too, it was like this past week, I have this artist. He hasn't really been there here and there, but he has like, he's showing up again. He had like issues with his back. So,
Yeah.
he pulls me off to the side and, he'd already made me like clean something and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, fuck, what else does he want, man?
Right.
But I'm going to listen. I gotta stay humble. Shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's nothing bad, man. I just want to tell you, like, dude, your work is fucking sick. It's clean, man. Like, I'm like, whoa, shit. Like,
Right on.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
This is coming from another tattoo artist.
Yeah, a hell of a compliment.
Yeah,
Right?
like he's like, your work is like that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm gonna sit down. We can trade, man. You can sit down while I tattoo, and then another, like, you can just show me how you use Procreate, man, because that shit is sick.
Awesome.
I'm like, oh fuck, thanks, man. Like,
Right.
and it really stuck with me, man, because it's just like this. Here's a guy who's been in the game for like more years than I have,
Right.
and he's coming up and like coming out of his way to say, hey, like, you're dope.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. I mean, hell yeah, I'm dope, but
Yeah.
like, damn, thank you for like.
Yeah, that's a great compliment to
and-
receive from somebody of that stature.
Exactly, and it's just like, and it really made me think, is like, yeah, that's, you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's looking at your shit, you know, and like who's like, wow, like, I want to learn from him too, even though I have more years on him. That's what essentially happened. Like, fuck, like, yeah, be humble, man, for sure, and like just watch people, and then also like, if you notice something, go say something to people, man, that you really like, that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like,
Give compliments. That goes back to one of the goals that I had. What was it last week? Was compliment like a motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
And I love that because I've even made a point to just like keep that in the back of my head, not make it like an essential goal, but keep that in the head. That if you see something, give a compliment, man. There are not enough compliments in the world, and that's like, I think, is probably one of the easiest ways to spread a little bit of positivity.
Yeah.
Give a damn compliment.
And that's spreading love, too.
Exactly. And I mean, it could be something so small as like, yo, dude, I think your shoes are cool. I mean, like, it might brighten somebody's day, because like, fuck, it's their shoes. Like, you think they gave a fuck about what their shoes are, I mean, some people do, but for the most part, they're like, whatever, dude. But if you compliment that, then they walk away and they're like, wow, man, that makes me feel good.
I got style,
Right,
son. I got motherfucking style. That's what he said.
And it's just like, it's such an easy way to just spread a little positivity, you know? If somebody's working hard and you see them working hard, give them a compliment. Let them know that, hey, that hard work is being recognized in some way, and it will immediately make their day better. It will put a smile on their face 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
It's just so simple. I don't know why people don't do this more.
Yeah. And we got to stop. There's definitely a couple things we got to stop. And it's like the gossip.
Right? That's a killer, dude.
Dude, the fucking gossip, and then just the fucking... The hating, man, like, on people, dude, because, like, you'll receive that throughout life, just like people, again, it goes back to not taking things personally, but that's kind of something I've had to go through this week too. Is just people,
well, it's so much easier said than done to not take things personally, because sometimes, like, you'll get people spit shit your way, and it feels like it's coming from a personal place, and it's so fucking hard to just be like, whatever, I don't give a shit, you know, because like sometimes you'll hear some shit and you're like, motherfucker, you thought about that for a long damn time, like, you know, you waited to drop that shit.
You let that shit sizzle.
Right, you know, you fucking, you marinated that shit for a minute, you know, you're like, motherfucker, what? You know,
slow roast.
You know, so it's like, it's hard when you hear some shit, you're just like, excuse me? That, no fucking way, you know, but for the most part, shrug it off, dude. It's just, it's, you know, the 4 agreements, they talk about it as black magic. Okay, you can spread black magic and white magic or something like that. And its positivity is like white magic. You can raise people's vibes with positivity, compliments, you know, just spreading love. That's like spreading white magic.
Yeah.
Black magic, that's freaking gossip, you know, negative comments, putting people down, you know, lashing out. That's black magic, and I mean, that's just the quickest way to harm people. You know, if you sit around and you're gossiping about somebody to try and, make yourself feel better for something or whatever the fuck the case is, bro, all you're doing is spreading around black
or playing
magic.
the victim role.
Or playing the victim, you know, you're not...
Damn.
You're just trying to bring everybody down to your level.
Yeah, man.
You know, so that... Because misery loves company. You know, and it doesn't matter, like, misery will seek out... Misery will create misery just so that it's got somebody to hang out with. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, that's an easy tactic to feel comfortable around somebody that you're feeling comfortable in hate. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you feel comfortable in positive? You know, in positivity and change and growth. Like, it's not as easy because you actually got to give a shit and you got to try. But it's so much. It's way healthier for you and the people around you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. And on the fact of that, it's when people start seeing you just like take off, man.
Right.
Like when you
it's intimidating.
Yeah, man. It's like when you are reminding yourself, like, hey, I gotta be a badass motherfucker.
Right.
I gotta be on top of my shit every fucking day, which isn't easy.
No, it's not.
It's not always easy doing your
stay
best.
Serious discipline.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah. But my thing is, though, is like, I want to go to the War of Art real quick because I listened to that this week.
Yeah.
And he talks about
by Steven Pressfield, right?
Steven Pressfield, okay. War of Art. I honestly just always recommend. I recommend it to you because you're part creative. I'm a creative. Like, we're creatives, so it's just I really just say to the creatives out there, anyone really, honestly.
Yeah, if you're looking to create something or create just in general, if you're looking to make something, I would highly recommend it.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
But he talks about like going from amateur to pro.
Okay.
You know, and the amateur is like this dude who's wishy-washy. He lets resistance get the best of him, and resistance can be like pleasures like of all like in the material world.
Yeah, it could be comfort, procrastination, just laziness,
excessive phone calls,
right?
Whatever. Fill in the blank,
to take you away from the task at hand.
Correct. And then it's from going there from amateur to pro, and not everyone's ready to go. You can go from amateur to pro in a day.
Yeah.
You can go from pro to amateur in a day.
Yeah.
Like it's that fucking simple.
Right. And sometimes it could take years, months. You know, I mean, it really depends. It depends on how much discipline you're willing to put into whatever it is.
Absolutely. And really becoming pro is you essentially saying, hey, fuck the world, I'm going to do what has to get fucking done. Right. I need to focus all my energy into this one thing that I'm about to get done.
Can't be distracted, can't let shit throw me off.
And when you do that, you become a very badass, dangerous motherfucker, dude. And other people will see that and feel threatened by that, man.
Right.
And that's when they start spitting gossip and spitting shit your way.
Yeah, because they want you on their level.
Yeah.
You know, they're intimidated and they're like, oh my God,
fucking
dude.
Amateurs, man.
Yeah, you know, I've got to put these guys on my level because they're doing so good that it's making me look bad. You know, and it's a very childish mentality, but it really it happens everywhere, dude. People do it left and right, everywhere, bro. If you're killing it, there's somebody out there looking at you going, motherfucker, I wish I could be killing it, but instead, I don't want to. Yeah. So instead, I'm just going to try and, tear your name up a little bit. That way you don't look as good as you really are. You know, and it's like, dude, fuck off. Fuck off. You know, right? It's like, dude, why don't you go do that to yourself? You know, tear yourself down and sit in your own poopy pants pity party. Like, fuck off, dude. Like, let me do my thing. You want to join me? Fucking hop on board. Let's go hard, dude. Like, you know.
And people hating is like them drinking poison and waiting for you to die.
Yeah.
That's
I drank all this poison and now I feel like shit. Here, you drink it too. It's really good. You know, it's like, what the fuck? No.
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
no, but seriously, man, it's messed up, and it's something we gotta stop.
Yeah.
As much as we can. It's still gonna be out there.
Yeah.
People are still gonna spread rumors, gossips, you know.
Right, but I see, like, what I've noticed is, like, there are people that you can talk to about things. Because, like, I'm a firm believer in letting shit out. Bro, if something is bothering you,
oh yeah,
find somebody and let it out.
You got to.
Do not store that shit in. Don't file it away somewhere deep and just dwell on it and hope to God it goes away, because it's not. Let it out. Come to grips with it. Write it down. Whatever you got to do, deal with that shit, you know? But you got to realize that there are some people that you can talk to, and there are some people that you cannot, you know? Like, something like venting could so easily become gossip, you know? Like, if you do it to the wrong person, you could be creating gossip and not realize it. You know, you've really got to be conscientious of who you're talking to and what you're talking about. You know, like, you can't just spit fire to anybody.
And it's hard not to use names.
Yeah, right.
You know,
that's a big thing.
And a big thing we try to do here, especially, is we never use names here.
Yeah.
There's no need to.
Exactly.
Unless I'm speaking positive about someone, then I'll use their name.
Yeah.
Because again, it's just like when, you know, you'll get what you get what you put out.
Yeah.
Into the universe.
Reap what
man.
you sow.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. You know, you speak well of other men so that they will speak well of you too.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, it kind of goes down to karma. Like, if you spit fire about somebody else, bro, karma's gonna come back and bite you on the ass, because there's no way that you're gonna get out of that shit. But if you just, like, hey, there's somebody I know and this is what happened, you know, now you're not gossiping. The other person you're talking to has no fucking clue who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now you're just talking about a situation that happened, and now you're dealing with it. You know, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you think about the emotion? Would it be considered an emotion or the feeling of jealousy?
Jealousy. Oh man, that's. I actually don't really have too much of an issue with this, like, personally.
Yeah, I know, but what do you think about it?
I think, like, it's a very powerful, I guess, yeah, you could call it an emotion, you know, but I think that it's, like, it's a very, very powerful emotion that people tend to get caught up in. You know, it's almost like, it's like a form of anxiety, you know, because they worry that they're not good enough, or, oh man, so-and-so's got this, and oh man, I wish it was mine, motherfucker, oh, if only, you know, and so then they, like, get caught up in this weird...
Oh, he's so good at that, why can't I be
Why can't I, you know, oh man, I wish I was...
Would that be more envious?
I think it's probably, you know, I mean, envy would probably... I don't know, I think that's probably a hard line. I'd have to, like, look into that a little bit, but, like, I think...
But that's not fair that he's that good, why can't I be... There you go.
Right, like, yeah, you know, jealousy, but, like... It's a very almost childish mentality, okay? You know, because, like, you notice, like, think back to, like, a kindergartner, okay? They could be playing with a toy, and they could look over and have somebody else playing with that toy, or somebody else is playing with somebody, and they're like, oh, man, I don't want this anymore. I want to go over there, and I want to play with them, you know? And it's like, okay, go over, you know? You don't have to sit there and be all fucking poopy pants because you can or whatever, you know? And it's very childish. You know, and it gets... People get caught up in it often, you know, because it's almost a natural reaction to things, you know? I mean, like, sometimes you can find yourself being jealous of nothing, you know? Like, a great example, just kind of throwing one out there, is, like, if you like somebody, and your friend likes somebody, and your friend is, like, spending a ton of time with them, you know, you could be like, motherfucker, you know, like, damn, bro, I wish that was me, you know? Like, you could feel that jealousy towards them, you know? And you kind of got to check yourself. Be like, oh, wait, what the fuck? You know, like, I don't get to choose what happens in their lives, you know? I just have to... it's kind of... A lot of it comes down to, like, dealing with the present, of what you can do in the present moment.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times jealousy happens when they assume things, or they see something that they wish they could change, but in reality they can't, you know, because you can't control people. So I think, like... it kind of comes down, you know, it's weird. It's weird, man.
That's it. I stopped you in your tracks.
Yeah, I got a little derailed there. I was like, God damn, bro, I'm going Yeah, it's what are your thoughts?
Well,
on
here's
this,
the thing, right? I think everyone in some way or form has felt jealousy
Okay,
at some point in their life.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has. But again, it's about elevating your mind, right? It's about like, you realizing, hey, I'm feeling this emotion right now.
Right.
Right? I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. But I feel it regardless.
Yeah.
And you can notice it with certain people, right? With some people. And you know what? You can notice it with the people who are jealous. You notice it because they do it in a way that's like, they'll probably be angry or frustrated, and they'll lash out the world. They'll lash out at that thing because they can't.
They got all this pent up like frustration that they can't deal with.
Correct. Yeah, you'll see it there. But then there's also been times, where I'm sure there's someone else who's jealous.
Yeah.
Including myself, where I've had to be like, hey, like this is just an emotion.
Yeah.
Everything passes.
Yeah.
All of these emotions pass, and if you can catch yourself like, hey, wait a minute, you're gonna be like this.
Yeah.
I think, with anyone, you can you can't really notice again because they won't show it because they're good with their emotions.
Yeah.
Those who aren't in control, again, of right here, the headspace of their own, who have it seems like zero fucking ways to actually calm the mind and really step back for a second, have that bird's eye perspective, be like, let me look at my emotions, let me look at my thoughts right now. How am I thinking?
Exactly.
How am I looking bad at this? Why am I jealous?
Yeah,
Where is it
take a
back
quick
to?
pause button and be like, whoa, dude, I'm feeling this, but I don't need to let this control me. I've even said this to friends recently. It's like, dude, take control of your emotions. Don't let your emotions take over. Because I've had it happen, man. Like, I know as a kid, I had almost like rage issues, bro. Like, I mean, like shit would overcome me, and I'd just be mad as hell. And the next thing I know, I'm like running around like in a fucking frenzy. I'm like pissed as shit, gonna go kick somebody's ass or whatever. And it's like, nah, man, that's a very childish mentality. You know, like if you're angry, be angry. Go deal with it in some way. You don't have to lash out. You don't have to let anger take over. You don't have to let, sadness take over. You don't have to let jealousy take over. You can be in control of your emotions. You just have to have the strength of your own mind to realize when you're feeling these things. Dude, if you're sitting down and you're sad and you don't know why, take a quick mental checklist. Be like, why am I sad? What am I doing right now that could cause me to be sad? What am I not doing right now that could cause me to be sad? Like, make a quick mental checklist, deal with it, move on. If you're jealous, what's making me jealous? Is it my insecurities? Is it, what the fuck is
and most of the time, me? And I'm most of the time with all of that, you'll find it is you. Yeah. It is completely you.
Absolutely.
Who needs to really dive deep and just be like, I need to fix this. If you're jealous, if you're angry, envious, whatever the fuck, greedy,
right?
Shit. It's more of that problematic, like, hey, there's something wrong with me probably. Yeah. But then we don't know how to take a step back.
Exactly.
And it's just realizing if we can really take that step back and really like, hey, yeah, how am I fucking up here, man?
Right.
How do I fix this shit, bro?
Like, one of my favorite tactics to use in situations like that, because, I mean, hey, emotions get to me, dude. I'm a human fucking being. Stuff gets to me it
All of
does,
us,
bro.
Everyone.
Every single one of us. So, like, what I use often is to bring myself into the present moment,
Oh, yeah.
If you're worrying about something that's making you upset or whatever it is, stop what you're doing, kind of plant your feet on the ground, and kind of think like, where am I? What am I doing? What can I do? And what can I change? Think about what right now. A lot of times, if you have anxiety over something, you could be thinking about something that will happen or something that did happen. Quit thinking about the future. Quit thinking about the past. Bring yourself to right now. Go through your body. Do a quick checklist. What's going on? Are you sick? Are you is your mind in a wrong spot? Do you need to eat something? Are you tired? Do you gotta go take a shit?
And most of the time, and there's this acronym, right?
Okay.
It's mostly like a part of like the no fap movement.
Okay.
Which that when there's like the movement of like, hey, dudes keeping, their sperm, like from
Mm-hmm.
what's it called, from orgasming. Like I wanted to use a better term for this, but
Yeah, no
you-
fap. It's pretty.
from you ejaculating, dude.
Right,
Basically,
yeah.
you're keeping your shit in for more strength. But there's this little acronym I had learned from this guy, this YouTuber, really cool, and I think I written it up because we have those urges,
Yeah.
as men, as females, whatever, fill in the blank.
Human beings.
Human beings are natural like wants,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the acronym of HALT.
Okay.
And I'm even saying you could use this even not just for that. Like
Yeah.
you can pause for me like halt. That's a stop. It's like, the H in halt stands for hungry, the A for angry, the L for lonely, and the T for tired.
Right.
And if you can look at this acronym and be like, halt, wait a minute, am I
Yeah.
hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Or am I tired? Or more, all of the above, or two of them, whatever.
Right.
That could really be a reason, like physically or mentally, that why you are acting the way you are.
Right.
Or
I know
wanting
some
the things
people
that you want.
that they tend to eat, right? That they like when they're bored, they go and eat something.
Mm-hmm.
When they're angry, they eat. They stress eat. Like that's a big thing that I find all over the place, dude. I mean, I do it sometimes when I'm bored. I walk into the kitchen, I open the cupboard, I'm like, oh look, chips. Fucking hey, dude, go eat some chips. And it's like
It's delicious.
and it's like oh okay, I was just bored. I could have gone and done something, and I wouldn't have sat there and ate chips. I mean, like I did that this week, bro. I went out and got the what is it, the spicy sweet chili Doritos, that purple bag.
You're asking for trouble.
Oh my god, bro. I opened that bag. I ate like 6 of them. Bro, 20 minutes later that bag was fucking gone. The
big one.
The big one, bro.
Oh
I
my-
killed that fucking bag. I was like, afterward I like crumpled that bag up. I was like, God, I hate myself.
Defeat.
And I was like, wow, I was just bored, Like, I went in there and just started eating, And so I finally, people do that. You could do that with and had I like looked at that and been like, halt, am I hungry, angry, lonely, tired? Then you can
You
kinda,
honestly could have eaten something more filling for sure.
bro, I could have went and done something and not eaten entirely. I was fine. But that's a good one. Halt, dude. Yeah, that's fun. When you're dealing with with whatever issues are in your head, if you're dealing with emotions, take a second, halt, and ask yourself some questions. See where you're at, see what's really wrong.
Yeah,
All right,
have to.
have to. Man.
Got to. Do you have any more topic? Because I have like not probably, but I do.
I'm
have
sure
two
I could
more
come
that
up
we
with
could-
something, bro. I could talk forever.
We both can. Like this is just like one conversation of many throughout the week. I feel
Right.
like almost sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I do want to get your take on the power of the opposite sex.
Okay.
Like, because Napoleon Hill talks about it in Think and Grow Rich. All right, we had another train go by.
I had to pause it. All
Um,
right. So you were saying the opposite sex on how?
how we can use that, because Napoleon Hill talks about that too. How the opposite sex kind of can be used as like fuel.
Okay.
And this goes for like guys and girls. Like I'm not just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just something I've noticed in my life. Let's say if you're back in high school,
Right.
or back in the day.
Yeah.
Just whenever you were trying to impress a girl, you really liked the girl.
Right.
I noticed, and you can notice it. Like we can use that to like work harder in life and like produce
Mhm.
more. So I just kind of want to have your take on all of that.
Right. Well, I think it's true, 100%. I mean, like, I've seen it in the gym before, dude. Like, not just us, but like I've seen it with other people, dude. A hot chick can walk in the gym, start
yeah.
working out. Next thing you know, you got guys over there getting loud. They're like, ah, ah, and they're like going extra hard. And you're like, all right, where was this like 10 minutes ago, dude? Like it happens everywhere. And I mean, I think it is true. It kind of goes down to like our base animal instincts almost, where you're out to try and impress the opposite sex.
Yeah.
I mean, males, they try and show how dominant they are, how alpha they are,
Yeah.
because they want to try and attract a woman. And I mean, I don't know because I'm not a woman, but I
Yeah.
imagine that women kind of have their similar tactics, that they do things because they are trying to impress, that opposite sex or
Yeah.
whatever they're after. So yeah, I do think that there's genuine strength, there's power in that.
They got the yoga pants and fucking
Oh, man.
sports bra they walk up in.
Yeah.
some of their makeup's done for some fucking reason.
Right, yeah. They're at the gym. You're like, what is this, bro? You might as well come and kick the door
it's
open.
It's for some of us, dude, it's like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what the...
you know damn well what you're doing, bro, you know?
He's just oiling. I can't take it no more. Lotioning.
Oh, and oiling,
lotioning. Can't take it anymore.
I think he's lost it, man.
Dude, I'm glad you totally got that reference, man.
Absolutely, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, are you killing me, man? Oh.
But yeah, we got these sirens back too. Fuck, man, I lost my shit. It's just right there.
You can't make this shit up, dude.
It's a good night.
It's a good
It's
night.
been a good day.
It's been a great day. I gotta say, man. I got to get some work done. I haven't got to chill and relax, man. That's a good damn day.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I think going back to that, yeah, you definitely notice it. And I really feel like if we're just fucking, not being picky or anything, it's just like we can use the opposite sex really to again push ourselves. You know? In the gym, you see a hot girl, sometimes you can get that extra rep or lift up those extra 5 pounds. Shit, use it, man.
Yeah.
Same thing, for chicks too, you're trying to, you like a
doesn't
guy
have
out there,
be,
and
it doesn't have to be just a physical thing.
No, and
I
it
mean,
can be
like,
mental, dude, for sure.
Right, you could be talking to somebody and you can connect with them and like you can see them on a path of growth and you could want to like emulate that.
Yeah.
And you could you can see that and be like, okay, wow, I like this person, I see where they're at. I'm gonna pursue what I need to do to get on their level. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it doesn't have to just be like a physical, I'm working out, I'm going hard.
Yeah.
Like, you can use it down to even like an intellectual level.
Correct.
And there is power in that. It can, I think not just it can, but it is abused a lot.
You can go crazy, man, trying to do that.
People really
shit.
can, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know some people that they have dedicated like their whole lives to just like trying to impress the opposite sex. How many people they could sleep with, how many people they could hook up with, whatever. It's like, dude, ultimately it doesn't fucking matter. It's like, man, it's all about you as a person. It doesn't matter who you try and influence or it really it's you. It comes down to you, who you are as a person. Who you want to be tomorrow. Who you were today.
And be all you can be for when you do get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, so that when you're in that relationship, I think, which is where a lot of us mess up, including myself,
right?
That we don't have everything in lockdown, not just physically, but definitely mentally, to be ready to take that other person on into our life.
So here, let me ask you real quick.
Make shit flourish.
Do you find that it is easier or harder to grow yourself when you're in a relationship?
It depends.
Okay.
Most of mine, and I haven't had many long relationships. I had one, honestly. Other ones were just like flings and stuff like that. You can call me a tool. You can call me a fuckboy. That's not what it really was. It's just the way it went.
The way it happened.
Yeah. And for the ones I've noticed, and even for other people, like, it's just like you can grow. You should want to grow regardless. And if that other person sees you growing, you should be paired up with someone who wants to grow too.
Right.
Who wants to fucking get it.
I get that. Yeah, and like...
But if not, dude, it can really fucking severely drag you down. It really happens.
Yeah.
And it happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
It happened with, with one of my exes, I won't, again, not name names, who this is, but, like, it's just like she was dragging me down, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, don't go to the gym. You need to be doing this. Oh, hey, you focus too much on that. You need to have a plan B. It's like, bitch, guess what? My plan A is tattooing. It's not fucking plan B and be a contract, whatever the fuck you think. Like, I'm being very passionate about this. It's not I'm angry. It's more I'm passionate because it's just like, yo, like, you gotta believe in me, because if you wanted to do something outrageous, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna say, hey,
support you. Yeah.
You got this, because I know it's possible.
I find that just because, like, I don't have a lot of experience, but, I've had a few, like, long-term, nothing recent, where I'm, like, more of an adult, but I find that it's actually kind of more difficult to grow when you're in a relationship, because you're dedicating so much of your time and your energy to that other person that you don't dedicate that time and energy to yourself. And I think, like, in a relationship, when you both are, like, both actively trying to grow, that's kind of I think that's a bit of a rarity almost, because,
I was gonna say, I was about to disagree with you
because, like, there are different sides to this coin. I'm not saying that this is, like, an absolute, but I do notice that there are a lot of people that, they have an issue growing because they're so dedicated to an individual that they essentially, like, pause themselves to go on to it, and it's sad, but hey, man, it's the way it is.
And my thing, though, is, like, with these two individuals who do come together to create this union, it's like they both have to have respect for each other's time.
Mm-hmm.
Both have to know, oh, hey, we're gonna be together, but at the same time too, I gotta get my shit, and at the same time too, I realize he's gonna get his shit done, and we're still gonna see each other, whatever the fact. But I think there has to be that balance.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's almost a rarity.
Yeah.
It's I call it the power couple.
Right.
They're both just pushing, and I know a couple like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking ballers, dude.
Right.
They're fucking getting it. And right now it feels bad because, like, they run a business and they're kind of going through a hard time.
How many of those do you know?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, they're almost rarities,
Correct.
But, I mean, shit. That's what I'm after.
But yeah, I think, if you find someone who's on your fucking same level, who wants the same shit, you guys are both killing it, trying to push it, and you're both okay with, like, hey, we're going to have time for this and we're going to have time for this. But I got to get my shit and you got to get your shit. Cool.
Right.
Let's fucking go.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Any final remarks?
It's not about a trophy.
It's not about a trophy.
It's not about a trophy. I guess, well, really, first we got to ask the questions, for the listeners, how are you guys dealing with this coronavirus? Are you guys staying positive? Are you working on yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually to stay healthy, strengthen your immune systems?
Yeah.
What else? Are you going out into nature, and are you doing your best? Are you following the 4 agreements? Are you reading enough? Are you doing something good enough?
Are you striving to be a better person?
Yeah, and are you setting goals every day? Fuck, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but it's the last, I guess, closing thing is like it's not about a trophy, man.
You're running your own race, and it is not about what is going to come at you in that finish line.
No.
It is all about the journey itself.
Yeah, it really is, man. And I will have to say that about, like, my first ultra, man. Like, fuck, dude. I've been telling people that story. I think I've told that story 3 times this week now.
All right.
Because people see my shirt or they ask, I'm a runner, and, like, God, bro, I really hope this 100-mile race still goes through.
Yeah.
I really do, man. I've been, like, I'll be upset, honestly. I ain't gonna lie. If that thing doesn't go through. But my first ultra, man, like, that was, like, the most painful shit of my life ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember in the beginning, when I started that race, I had 3-year-old running shoes. I didn't pack right. My water pouch ended up exploding at the 20-mile mark.
Right.
And I went out way too fast because I was trying to keep up with the veterans.
Uh-huh.
So I was running uphill.
Dang.
After 3 miles. They threw like this 5-mile up fucking hill steep shit at us. And I decided to run the whole thing. But that ended up costing me because I was trying to not run my own race.
Yeah.
And
you're running somebody else's race.
I was exactly. And when I got to about mile 20, I started taking in caffeine and I started cramping so bad because I'd gone so hard in the beginning that, you ever gone like Charlie horse and you're in the fucking bed and you're getting it and you're like, oh shit, your shit locks up both, Well, that was both
my pause. Whoa,
cramp. Okay, both of my legs were like that.
Damn.
And I've told you this story before, man. Both of my legs were super cramped up. I was dehydrated. It was hot as shit. My shoes, like, they were not it. None of it was going. My water pouch broke. Forget about it. You're asking for disaster. At any point, dude, I should have quit. And I saw a couple people quit, man. That fucking course
the
destroyed.
Opportunity was there.
Oh, it was easy. There's a truck right there at one of the aid stations at mile like 33. It's like, you go home.
Yeah.
You know? But at some point, I realized, man, like, I'm gonna have to push through this. And I even fucking shed tears near the end because I ended up pushing through with cramps for 22 more miles. Had this really sweet Hawaiian lady at like mile 36 give me pickle juice, and that's when I fell in love with pickles. I now love pickles.
Right.
Never liked them before.
Yeah.
And I remember just like sprinting finally to the finish line. I mustered up enough strength to sprint to the finish line, and when I got to the finish line, I cried, man, because I thank God it was over.
Yeah, you accomplished something that you didn't know was even possible at that time.
Exactly, and again, it wasn't about like getting this trophy. It wasn't about that.
Right.
It was more so just like when I got to a certain point in that race where it hurt so bad, where I thought any fucking sane person would have quit with the amount of pain that my body was going. I mean,
yeah,
brutal, biblical,
bro.
That I managed to push through that. And not giving a shit what place just the fact of finishing, like that right there is strength.
Right.
It's not, and again, it's not about being the best, and you can get there.
Yeah.
Believe me, I ended up placing in better places my next couple races because I trained well.
Yeah.
It's possible, but the more important thing is like, yo, it's not about that trophy. It's just about. It's about you feeling victorious about yourself and what you did and what you accomplished.
Exactly. You know,
for yourself.
You pushed yourself out of your comfort zone into a region that you've never been before, and you achieved something that at points throughout that race you probably thought was almost impossible. You know, that once you hit that wall, you've got to break that fucking wall down and keep on going.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Dude.
But it once you do it, that's better than any trophy you could ever receive.
Oh yeah,
you know,
and finishing something.
Yeah,
finishing me, and,
right.
and that could be for anyone. Who like for some people, you know, it's like, oh, when they say, oh, I finished. Yeah, I ask them, did you finish high school? It's like, yeah, I finished high school. I'm like, hey, that's awesome. I'm like, yeah, but barely, Mike, but you finished.
Right? Yeah.
You do realize you did finish. There's some people who don't.
Yeah.
You know, and that's okay. Like if they don't or not, but you know, and people have gone to be great regardless of finish high school or not. But it's still something you did.
Yeah, yeah. It's that completing it.
Yeah,
you know?
completing.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it's not about that trophy, man. Don't go chasing that shit all the time. So,
right.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's not about a trophy, man. Just do better. Do your best.
Do your best.
Do your best, man.
Yeah.
I agree with you, my friend.
Do your best in hard times right now, man, and don't make assumptions and just stay on it. So
just try and stay positive.
Fuck yeah. All right, bro. Well, my name is Herna.
And this is Eris. And
this is the Power of 8 show. Thank you for tuning in again on another episode, and we hope the shit clears out.
Absolutely, man. We will see you guys next week.
Next week it is.
Have a wonderful week, guys.
Yeah.